Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. So today we are going to see the concept of change of basis matrix. So first we will see that why it is important to study change of basis matrix. Okay, what is the importance of this matrix? That is the motivation. Then we will see how to find change of basis matrix. So we will try to understand the notation that you usually see in the books. And at the end we will see some examples which will help you to understand this notion. Okay, so let us go for the motivation that why do you need change of basis matrix. Well, for this one should know the concept of coordinate vector. Okay, so that I have already talked in my earlier lecture. If you want, you can see that video, link you can find in the description, or even if you know the concept, that is sufficient. So make sure you know the concept of coordinate vector. Okay, so to find the coordinate vector, so what you should have? You should have a vector space V. You have a basis B. So what is B? Say V1, V2 up to Vn. This is the basis for my vector space V. Now you take any vector V in your vector space. Since this is a basis, you can write this as uniquely as a linear combination of basis vectors. This I know. And then you define the coordinate vector of V with respect to the ordered basis B as this column vector C1, C2 up to Cn, the vector consisting of the coefficients. So good, I know how to find this. Now suppose if I give you another basis, say B prime. Okay, so this is again a basis, say W1, W2 up to Wn. This is a basis for my vector space V. And now I want to find the coordinate vector of V with respect to the basis B prime. Then how to do this? Well, one way is the way you did for this one, for with respect to B, you do the same thing for V with respect to B prime. You write V as a linear combination of W1 to Wn and write down that coordinate vector in the column. That is one way. But now the problem is, see, this can be a very bad basis set. Okay, it need not be simple as compared to B1. So one way is by doing this usual method. Second method is you can use change of basis matrix. Okay, so let me tell you this with the help of an example. So suppose if I give you my vector space V as R3, it's a three-dimensional vector space over real numbers. Suppose if I give you B as say 1 0 0, 1 1 0 and 1 1 1. This forms a basis for R3. If you are not sure, try to prove this. And if you can get stuck, then you can ask me in the comment section. Okay. And now suppose if I take V bar as 1 2 3. Then you try to write V bar as a combination of these three vectors. And then you get the coordinate vector of V with respect to B. And this is not that difficult. One can do this. But if I give you B prime as suppose 2 3 7, something like 0 70 163 minus 76 43 and 0, one can check that this also forms a basis. And you can see this is a very, the numbers are not that good as compared to this set. So if I ask you what is coordinate vector of V with respect to B prime, then it will take some time. Okay, so how do I avoid this? Is there a way? Answer is yes. Okay, so what is the scenario we are having? We have the coordinate vector of V with respect to B. I want to find coordinate vector of V with respect to B prime. And that's where the change of basis matrix will help you. What you do is you multiply by a matrix P. This you will see the notation from B to B prime. And when you do this multiplication, you get this as an answer. So you have a coordinate vector with respect to B. You find a change of basis matrix from B to B prime. So what is the job of this matrix? It takes you from B to B prime. So if you have a coordinate vector with respect to B, you pre-multiply it with P. Then what is the job of P? It takes you from the world of B to the world of B prime. So therefore this is in B and it takes you from B to B prime. Therefore you have a B prime over here. and that's why this has a notation. Okay, suppose you have coordinate vector of v with respect to b prime, then you want to find coordinate vector of v with respect to b. Then what will be the change of basis matrix? You find the change of basis matrix from b prime to b, because you have for b prime and you have to go towards b. Okay, so that's the notations you see, and that's why you need change of basis matrix. Okay, so if you know the coordinate vector with respect to one basis, and if you want to find the coordinate vector with respect to another basis, then this change of basis matrix will always help you. Okay, and there is a nice relation between these two. Actually, this matrix is the inverse of this matrix, or this matrix is the inverse of this matrix. Now one can ask whether the inverse exists. Answer is yes, the inverse will definitely exist. Why so? Because we are writing, you will understand by the way we are arriving at this matrix P, we will see that it's actually invertible, and from B prime to B is nothing but the inverse of a matrix from B to B prime. Now let's see how to find this, and then we will go for examples. So here is the scenario. You have a vector space V. My B and B prime, these are two bases for my vector space V, and I want to find a matrix P. It is a change of basis matrix from B to B prime. Now how to find this P? It's a matrix. Okay, so what are the column vectors? The column vectors of P are nothing but they are the coordinate vectors. Which coordinate vectors? Well, I want to find from B to B prime. So what you do is, you take the vectors of B and you write it as the linear combination of basis vectors of B prime. So you want to go from B to B prime, right? So you take a vector of B and you write it as a linear combination of the vectors of B prime. You take a second vector. I am going from B to B prime. That's why I am writing here the vectors of B. Again same thing, A12 W1 plus A22 W2 up to A21 W1, and you can do this, right, because it's a basis, so you can always do this. And then here the first column will be the coordinate vector of V1 with respect to B prime. Second column will be coordinate vector of V2 with respect to B prime, and you keep on doing this. That means the matrix is, what is the first one? A11, A21 up to AN1. What is the second coordinate vector? A12, A22 up to A2n. And this way you get a square matrix n cross n. So if you want to find from B to B prime, you write down the vectors of B as a linear combination of vectors of B prime, and then write down the coordinate vector column wise. If you want to find the change of basis matrix from B prime to B, you simply take the inverse of this, or you write down the vectors of B prime as a linear combination of vectors of B. That means you take W1, write down as a combination of V1 to Vn, and then you write down the first coordinate vector. Take W2, write down this as a linear combination of V1 to Vn, and then write down that coordinate vector as your second column, and you keep on doing that. So there are two ways to find the change of basis matrix from B prime to B. Either take the inverse of this, or you do the same procedure for which you did for the matrix P. And that is how one finds the change of basis matrix. Now let's see some examples so that the idea will be clear. So let's take P2 of R. What is P2 of R? Set of all polynomials with real coefficients whose degree is at most 2. Polynomials of the form ax square plus bx plus c, where a, b, c are real numbers. We know that this is a three-dimensional vector space over real numbers. So let me take two bases. So 1 x square x, x square plus x, 1 plus x and 1. And I am taking a polynomial as 7x square plus 4x plus 1. Now what is the coordinate vector of px with respect to the basis b? So what is the first step? You write p of x as a linear combination of these basis vectors. So it is, you can see that this is the standard basis vector. So this is 1 into 1 plus 7 into x square plus 4 into x. So you can write your p of x in this way, in this order, okay, 1 x square and x. That's why the order is important. Okay, so therefore the coordinate vector of p with respect to basis b is 1 7 4. Many times people in hurry they simply write down 7 4 1. That is the answer when the basis is x square x and 1. But here the basis is not x square x and 1. The basis is 1 x square and x. So you have to keep this basis in mind and this order in mind. Okay. Now I want to find the base coordinate vector for with respect to b prime. The one thing is you can go by our normal method. You try to write p of x as c1 times x square plus x plus c2 times 1 plus x plus c3 times 1. That is one thing. So I can see that here my c1 has to be 7x square, and then here it is 7x. So this has to be minus 3 because 7 minus 3 is 4. So 7 into x square plus x. Once I have 7x, this has to be minus 3. So that 7x minus 3x is 4x. And here I have minus 3. So this has to be 4. Because minus 3 plus 4 is nothing but 1. So the coordinate vector of p of x with respect to the basis b prime is 7 minus 3 4. Now again you will say this was like, say I'm taking a simple basis, okay, you might have a very bad matrix, but for understanding purpose both the basis set I took is the simplest one, so that I can do the calculation orally just to save your time. So this is one way to find. But now suppose I don't want to, this is becoming very difficult for me, okay, this is becoming very difficult for me, okay, but still I want to find what is the change of basis matrix of p with respect to b prime. So what I have, change of basis matrix with respect to b, I multiply it with the change of basis matrix. And now what this will be, I have b and I have to go to b prime. So it will be from b to b prime. So you take the vectors of b and write down as a combination of b prime. Okay. So let's go one by one. First you take 1. So this 1 can be written as 0 times x square plus x plus 0 times 1 plus x plus 1 times 1. Then you take the second one, x square. So this is 1 times x square plus x. Then I don't want x, so minus 1 into 1 plus x, so that x and minus x will go away, and then 1 times 1. And then comes x. So this is nothing but 0 times x square plus x, because I don't want x square in the picture. I want x. So 1 times 1 plus x plus minus 1 into 1. You can see, you can cross check. You multiply inside, you should get the same thing on the left hand side. Okay, and once I have this, okay, I will erase this part. So what is this? What is the p matrix? First coordinate vector 0 0 1, second coordinate vector 1 minus 1 1, and the third coordinate vector 0 1 minus 1. And now you do this multiplication, your p times this coordinate vector 1 7 4. So what is this? 0 1 0, 0 minus 1 1, 1 1 minus 1. If you do the multiplication, the first answer will be 7, the second will be minus 7 plus 4, which is minus 3, and the last one will be 1 plus 7 is 8, 8 minus 4 is 4. And I think this is what we got earlier, right? So this is another way to find the coordinate vector using change of basis matrix. Now one may say that when I found p of x with respect to b prime by the normal method, it hardly took some 10 or 15 seconds. Whereas here I need to find the matrix, then I need to do the multiplication to get the answer. But well, this is only one time process. Once you have the matrix p, now you take any coordinate vector with respect to b, you simply multiply, you get the answer. So you are not required to do the same procedure every time. Okay, so if you have suppose hundreds of polynomials or hundreds of vectors for which you need to find the coordinate vectors with respect to b prime, and with respect to b you know, to simply find this matrix once, do this procedure once, and simply in the program simply write this multiplication, you get the answer. Okay, so when you have very large vectors, large data sets, that time this is a very useful notation or the useful concept. So that's how one can find the change of basis matrix. Okay, and other way, the second point is, suppose if you know this with respect to B prime and you want to find with respect to B, so what you do, P of x. So what you do, you find the matrix change of basis matrix P from B prime to B. That means you take x square plus x, write this as a linear combination of these three vectors. Then take 1 plus x, write it as a linear combination of this. Take 1, write as a linear combination of this. Then that is the change of basis vector from B prime to B. But if you are feeling lazy and you are already having this one, then this is nothing but the inverse of this matrix, which is 0 1 0, 0 minus 1 1, 1 1 minus 1. You take its inverse, that is the change of basis matrix from B prime to B. So that's how one play with change of basis matrix. Now let me give you some sequence of homework problems so that you can practice. So here is a homework problem, and trust me, once you solve this, that means you are good with change of basis concept. So V is R3, three-dimensional vector space over real numbers. B and B prime are basis for R3. If you are not sure, then first make sure you verify that they are linearly independent and they span whole of R3. Let me take V bar as 7 8 9, a vector from R3. You have to tell me the coordinate vector of V with respect to B by our usual method. Write it as a combination of this plus this plus this and write down the coordinates. Then you find V with respect to B prime. Again the standard method. Write down V bar as a combination of these three and then write down the coefficients column wise. This is by our standard method 1 and 2. Here you find the change of basis matrix from B to B prime. So write down the elements of B as a combination of B prime. Once you have this, you find the fourth one. Now how do you find this? The second one you find by the usual method. This you find by doing this multiplication. I have the coordinate vector of V with respect to B and you do this multiplication P into V. Then this should give you 4 answer and you will see that both has to be same. Okay, and then you find the change of basis from B prime to B. That means write down the vectors of B prime as a combination of vectors of B and write down the coefficients column wise. That is the fifth one. And you also find the inverse of this, inverse of a change of basis from B to B prime, and this should come out to be same. And this is what we have seen today. So that's all about change of basis matrix. Please try to comment the answer of these questions in the comment section so that I can cross check and others will also get help from your answers. And if you have any other doubt for this change of basis matrix concept, then you can ask me in the comment section. And if everything is clear, then do not forget to like, share and subscribe. Thank you.